So folks, I recently did a video on what I learned on substrates for planted tanks. And wow, that video got a ton of views, lots of comments, and I appreciate all of them. So I want to go back and let's talk about this tank with the sand substrate that I was so impressed with, and how the plants are growing in just a sand substrate. So just to kind of bring you up to speed, this particular tank, the sand came out of my 180 gallon tank when I set this one up. So the sand is already well seasoned, been in my 180 for years now. So it's a good seasoned sand, with bacteria and all that in there. And then I had fish in here before and I took them out, and then I put just shrimp in here, and now I have shrimp and I have CPDs, the celestial pearl danios, as you can see them guys hanging out in the back. Every time I come in here they kind of hide, they're pretty shy fish. But anyway, I had a lot of comments about the plants here, and one comment I kept saying that I thought these plants here with the big brightish reddish leaves here, those ones, I thought they were Rotala, and I think it was lush and salty fish. He said he thinks that they're actually Luigia. So probably he's right, because I'm not a plant expert by any means. But I did have another comment mentioning that these plants were starving for nutrients, because you can tell because of the spacing between the leaf growth. And that may be so, maybe not, I don't know. I just don't know. But I don't fertilize this tank. This tank gets enough with, I throw leaves in here. As you can see, there's what's left of a leaf already, and then over here what's left of another leaf. And so I throw leaf mulch in here. I do feed my shrimp every other day, but I feed the CBDs every day. CPDs, excuse me. That was another thing in one of the comments, is the guy says, you called them CBDs. That's where your mind's at. He's probably right. But anyway, so I do appreciate the comments on it. And, for me, whatever this tank is doing, the sand substrate with no fertilizer is doing fine. Now, with that said, if you're setting up a tank for the first time and you've got brand new sand and all of that, then I would suggest that you're probably going to need fertilizers in the substrate for any rooted plants, and maybe even for your floating plants. Eventually my goal is to get rid of all this guppy grass out of here and just have these rooted plants in here, and just see how thick I can get this tank with rooted plants. So we'll see, but that's just an update, on the sand substrate. What's been doing good for me, it may not do good for you, but there's enough nutrients in there, in the sand, to allow the plants to thrive, because it is old substrate from another tank, and it's doing good. So I don't know, some people may say that you got to have more than just sand, and you got to have fertilizer, and that's probably true if you're setting it up for the very first time in the very beginning. And this basically was an experiment for me anyway. I just threw the plants in here and they started surviving. So I'm like, okay, I'm doing something right. Don't know what it is, but I'm doing something right. But anyhow, just wanted to give you an update on the sand substrate. I do appreciate all your comments. If you have any words of advice, please share, because I'm all about trying to learn new things too. I may be old and crusty, but it doesn't hurt to learn new things every day. Anyway, folks, that is my little update on what I've learned from substrate in planted tanks. Okay, and I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.